Well, thank you for that report. Before we cross to John Walker for the latest outside the Assize Court, where a verdict is said to be reached soon, we have Mr. Gibson, who can better explain these court procedures. Mr. Gibson, can you tell us how the system works? And yes, the witch trials essentially are based on the pre-trial documents collected, starting off with the victim's complaint against the suspected witch, given to the magistrate. The victim is then questioned by the magistrate, whose purpose is to evoke a response acceptable for use in the assizes, recorded by his clerk, known as the information against the witch. The suspected witch is then questioned in response to the information collected. This becomes the examination of the witch. The magistrate then may imprison the accused witch whilst waiting for the next trial at the assizes, based on the findings recorded in the pre-trial documents. So then, what is the next step after the witch has been charged and waiting in jail? How do these assize courts work? Well, the assizes essentially are designed to cover as many cases as possible by the judges coming down from London, briefly twice a year, in Lent and summer, when they're not so busy. Normally, there would be two judges trying the cases of those awaiting in jail, with one presiding over civil and the other crown, i.e. criminal cases. Further, the proceedings operated under a system of both a grand jury and petty juries, with the grand juries inspecting the charges against the accused. The bills of indictment and, if the documents and evidence were sufficient, a true bill was stamped and then passed on to the petty jury. So then, if the accused witch, I should say the accused witch's case, is marked true bill, what of it then? Well, the petty jury then will hear the cases in batches rather than individually, which may consist of a mixture of the pre-trial documents and oral testimonies given by witnesses or the accused witch. Well, this all sounds very confusing. Having the cases heard in batches, at what stage would a decision be then reached? And how many cases would one of these batches consist of? Yes, exactly, right, John. This does become extremely confusing for the petty jury, as the cases are normally done in quick order and of varying topics, and only once 7 or 8 are completed with the petty jury make judgment. Well, thanks to our expert panel for joining us this evening to explain our judicial system. Now we cross to John Walker, who has the latest from outside the court.